Greetings. It's Saturday, 7th December, 10:30 p.m. Viewers, you're still watching us on ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session, live from our headquarters of Asmara is me, Hermela Gurmai, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start with the major headlines. Al-Basr Ophthalmologists Group conducts eye surgeries in Massawa. Week-long commemoration for the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Thousands of people in Chad protest against the French military presence in the country. Iran launches first space tug, sets new record for lift-off payloads. On our detailed domestic news, 17 members of the Al-Basr Ophthalmologists Group performed eye surgeries on over 470 patients in Massawa during a week-long campaign from 28 November to 5 December. In addition to the surgeries conducted, the team carried out ophthalmologic diagnosis for approximately 4,000 individuals. Of those, 3,000 received eye medications and 950 were provided with eyeglasses. Mr. Samuel Kabede, an ophthalmologist, described the campaign as a success, noting its significant impact on the local community. Mr. Samuel emphasized that the campaign not only addressed various visual problems, but also played a crucial role in fostering collaboration, allowing Eritrean doctors to gain valuable experience and share knowledge with their Sudanese counterparts. Dr. Zamui Makonnen, medical director of Massawa Hospital, highlighted the careful preparations made to ensure the smooth operation of cataract surgeries for previously identified patients, contributing to overall success of the campaign. Dr. Abdullah Bashir, a senior ophthalmologist with Al-Basr, noted that this campaign was part of an ongoing collaboration with Eritrean doctors. He praised the strong organizational capacity observed in Eritrea, which motivates them to continue similar campaigns in the future. Beneficiaries expressed their heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to receive much-needed care. It is worth recalling that the Al-Basr Ophthalmologists Group had previously conducted similar surgeries in the Massawa and southern regions. In other news, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women is being observed in the Central Region from 25th November to 10th December, with a series of events and activities taking place in Asmara. In an interview with ERINA, Mrs. Sanait Mahari, head of Socio-Economic Services at the National Union of Eritrean Women, shared that this marks the 33rd global observance of the day and the 9th year it is being commemorated nationally in Eritrea. She emphasized that the ongoing preparations reflect the dedication of the National Union of Eritrean Women, in partnership with various organizations, to raise awareness about the critical issue of violence against women. As part of the commemoration, athletic competitions are being held among the female secondary school students, alongside a general knowledge contest for the women employed in government sectors. Mr. Musazgi Gezahin, head of the sport at the Ministry of Education in the Central Region, noted that these events serve not only to encourage female participation in sport, but also to promote a strong stance against all forms of violence. Mr. Solomon Asgedom, the event coordinator, expressed his appreciation to all those who contributed to the success of the program, recognizing their efforts in making the commemoration both impactful and meaningful. In other news, significant efforts are underway to strengthen the organizational capacity of the National Association of Eritrean War-Disabled Veterans in the southern Red Sea region, stated Mr. Mohammed Noor Idris, head of the organizational capacity and information. In a recent meeting with association members, Mr. Mohammed Noor emphasized that improving organizational capacity is essential to achieving the association's goals. He urged war-disabled veterans to become actively engaged in the association to benefit from its services and initiatives. Mr. Mohammed Noor explained that the association, which is dedicated to alleviating the challenges faced by disabled veterans, has been focused on providing capacity-building support to its members. He also noted that the efforts are underway to enhance the economic strength of the association. He highlighted the expansion of microfinancing and saving programs as a key component of these efforts to improve the livelihood of war-disabled veterans. He encouraged members to organize into small groups and participate in profitable small businesses as part of this initiative. In turn, participants called for the reopening of the artificial limb factory in the region, which has been inactive, as well as the introduction of vocational training programs to create financial opportunities. Additionally, they advocate for the reorganization of local branches to improve overall activeness. Dear viewers, stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. Thousands of people marched in Chad on Friday to call for the withdrawal of French troops from the country a week after the Central African country ended with its former colonial rulers. Last week, Chad said in a statement it would end a defense cooperation agreement with France to redefine its strategic partnerships in line with national priorities. France has maintained about 1,000 troops in Chad. The statement didn't specify when they have to leave. Some protesters on Friday went to a military airbase where French soldiers are stationed and called for their departure. Others gathered in front of the French embassy, which was under increased protection from the Chadian army. Chad was one of the last countries in the region in which France maintained a large military presence, having been ousted in recent years from Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Chad has the decision to end the agreement in no way calls indications into its historical ties with France, and that is one to maintain relations in other areas of common interest. In our final international news, in a milestone for Iranian space sector, a space tug domestically designed and manufactured by Iranian experts and technicians has been launched in space aboard a homegrown satellite launch vehicle. Payloads were placed in an orbit around the Earth with an apogee of 410 kilometers and a perigee of weighing nearly 300 kilometers. Designed and developed by technicians from the Iranian Space Research Center, the system is designed to place satellites in higher orbits, reducing costs and eliminating the need for large launch vehicles with high fuel consumption. After separation from the launch vehicle, the satellite transmitted telemetry data, including information from its submeters and sensors. During its first pass, the satellite correctly received and executed commands from its ground stations. Despite sanctions imposed by Western countries in recent years, Iran has taken giant strides in the civilian space program. The country is among the world's top 10 nations capable of developing and launching satellites. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this session, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. Al-Basir Ophthalmologists Group conducted eye surgeries in Massawa. Week-long commemoration for the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Thousands of people in Chad protest against the French military presence in the country. And Iran launches first space tug, sets new record for its lift-off playoffs. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this session, and have a blessed night.